our state forward for all. And government doesn't create jobs.
If pre-existing problems have affected your obtainment of coverage, then you need to take a good look at what we can do to model and mold what we have to work with, rather than try to discard it completely and go back to wherever we were before, which was not a good place to be.
I think Obamacare is unconstitutional. It mandates people to do things that I do not think they are legally required to do. As a business owner, it's a job killer. As a taxpayer, it diminishes the competitive ability of Mississippi to compete in other arenas, to compete against other states, to compete against other nationalities where we go out and have to literally compete to create jobs. This is what it's all about.
My view is that government ought to do for its residents what they can't do for themselves. And I think in a civilization like we have in America, it is unconscionable that we have people that live in Mississippi that cannot afford health care. It is unconscionable that we have people who cannot go to a rural health clinic.
This government cannot come in and force me to buy a product in the private market. If it can force me to buy insurance, then what would be next? Light bulbs? I'm sorry, they're already doing that. Then what about automobiles? What if they say, we've determined this particular automobile is the type that you ought to buy, and since we've set that standard with the Obamacare, you're going to have to buy a particular automobile. Be very careful, ladies and gentlemen. The federal government reaches out these carrots, and there's a stick at the other end.
Let me tell you what a violation of your civil liberties are. A violation of your civil liberties are when our candidates accept campaign contributions from insurance companies. We have been talking about competitive insurance opportunities and opening our state to competition for years, but it will not happen as long as the high special interest insurance industry control these candidates. That's the bottom line. It's happening across our state. We've heard it. We've heard this conversation before. I'm opposed to Obamacare. I would have been joined in that lawsuit. I believe we should have across-the-board competition, seriously.
If people will hire me for the job of governor, if they'll trust me with their vote, then I will seek to close down every casino in the state of Mississippi. We don't need them. The only business that succeeds and thrives near a casino is a pawn shop. And so I oppose every form of gambling, and that would include the lottery.
We have an environment that fosters growth in the entire state for business, for people, for education, for whatever you want to put in play. You put an environment that is good on the table. Lottery is not part of it. If you want to enhance things, you give people the leadership skills, you put people in place that have leadership skills to look at industries, to look at people, to do recruitment. As I mentioned earlier, the governor is the CEO of the state. The governor is the chief salesman of the state. Put them to work. Put them out selling. Put them out selling and giving us an opportunity to get jobs, get good high-paying jobs. Because as you look at what goes on and what unfolds in this state, it has to be an opportunity that everyone that wants gainful employment has that opportunity. A lottery clearly is not that answer.
I don't want the state in the business of regulating morality. I didn't take money from the casinos. The casinos are scared to death of the state lottery. But that person up in Amory, Mississippi, or over there in the Delta somewhere where there's not a casino to go to, you know, he may want to go by and have a chance, of slim as it is, to go have a piece of the American dream.
It's not giving you any more revenue than we already have. You're just going to change from the casinos to the lottery. You're just going to swap the same dollar you're going to do. We're going to truly look for revenues in this state. Let's start off by looking at some of the corporations. 103 of the corporations in Mississippi are the top 50 that don't pay taxes, don't pay corporate taxes.